said, "You're the comedian?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm the comedian." She said, "You're the man of God that's going to break forth the word of life to us today?" I said, "Ma'am, I'd never heard it put that way, but yes, I'm going to be breaking forth there here this morning." She looked me up and down. True story. She looked me up and down. She put her hands on her hips. She said, "You're fat." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Don't you know that the body is the temple of the Lord? Don't you know that your body is a temple?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, and God's building a mega church right here is what he's doing."
Excuse me, boy. Oh, hang on. Drink Coke, play again. Drink Coke, play again.
Sign found on the McDonald's drive-thru window. This is it right here. It says, "We have menus in Braille." At the drive-thru. We also have picture menus. Braille menus for people who can't see. The sign. Or drive-thru. Picture menus for people who can't read. The sign. I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. So I went back to McDonald's. Got myself some dark glasses and an old piece of PVC pipe. Put my car in the drive-thru lane. Rolled my window down. And drove around. I'm tapping down the side of the building. I get up to that little window. The girl goes, "Oh, can I help you?" I said, "I'd like a menu in Braille, please." She looked around for it. Then she comes back, she goes, "I'm sorry, sir, I can't find a Braille menu. Would you care for a picture menu?" Stupid stuff wherever you go.
New England Journal of Medicine says, if we laugh 100 times a day, it is equivalent for our heart muscle of jogging 10 miles. 100 laughs a day, heart muscle, 10 miles. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Obviously, just the heart muscle. Thanks. I hate it when the audience is funnier than I am.
I had that attention deficit disorder. Now, you probably never would have guessed that. Okay? See, I've outgrown it now. Because I'm 40, okay? I'm 40 years old. To help you understand how that fits in, I grew up 3 years before the invention of Ritalin, okay? I grew up under an experimental medication called the belt, okay? So that was my history. I'd rather pass another kidney stone than have to spend another night with you.
want you to know.
Sorry.
You know, oh, that's okay. I'll tell you what. I want these folks to know a little bit about you. I know the story of your life. I know the amazing thing that God has done in your life. And for me, I want you to do something. Would you tell the folks just a little bit about the very beginning of your life?
My background is that I'm a street kid from Chicago, Illinois. That's where the family that I was born into. Ooh, okay, a couple people have been there. It was a mission trip, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I didn't think you were from there because you weren't armed. And the family that I was born into, I say this without hesitation, Ken, was a welfare family. My birth mom had a mailman, a postman. His name was Harry Carey. Not the famous Harry Carey from Chicago, but very famous to me. And he was a Christian. He was a Christian postman, and every time that he would deliver the mail in the area, he would always stop if he would see me, and he would always say, "Here's your mail, and remember, God loves you." And my mom told me that she said that this was the only Christian man that she had really ever known. And he represented, and to think of how just a little simple witness day after day after day, and one day she stopped him and she said, "I want to give my last son, my last child, an opportunity at life." And her thinking was just get him out, get him into a decent home. She didn't understand how much more that really meant. And she asked this postman. And he said, "I can't, I'm too old." But he said, "I have a daughter and a son-in-law. My daughter has multiple sclerosis. They can't have children. They've prayed for a child for 12 years. They would love to have your child." And the next thing you know, I get plucked out of that home and dropped into this home that had prayed for a kid for 12 years and got me. And, and it was really different in this home because these folks were Christian folks. They were Baptist folks, but they were Christian folks. They were very Baptist. Extra Baptist, if you know what I mean. It just people don't understand this, and some of the folks are old enough to remember this, and you remember this. But we did not play old maid cards in my house because somebody could drive by at 55 miles an hour, see you playing old maid, think you were playing poker. If you're playing poker, you're probably gambling, and we all know that gambling leads to premarital dancing. And, right? Amish people said, "You guys need to lighten up." Okay? My dad was a Sunday school teacher, which meant that every Sunday...
This is my favorite part of the story.
Every Sunday, I got an extra lesson because Dad would practice in the car. And I mean, he was hardcore. If we got to the church before he was done, he'd circle until he got it. And one day, on the way to church, Dad had finished his lesson, and he looked back in that rearview mirror, the same one that he had used with the arm. Yeah. And he said, "Mike, are you ready?" And I knew what he meant. I said, "Yes, sir." And he pulled that green 1967 Chevy Impala over to the side of the road, and I knelt in the back seat and prayed in a very simple way and asked Jesus Christ to come into my heart. And that day, God changed my life, and I've never gotten over it.
Well, I'm glad, man.